only way to do great work is to love what you do. Namaskar, welcome to PT Pointers, and in this video, we will cover major headlines of the Hindu, Indian Express, and Press Information Bureau. So, without wasting any time, let's start today's discussion. And our first headline is related to hydrocarbon extraction. Hydrocarbon is a compound of carbon and hydrogen, and hydrocarbons can be classified into three main categories, and these are saturated hydrocarbons, which are important sources of energy. Next is unsaturated hydrocarbons, and last is aromatic hydrocarbons. The most common forms in which these hydrocarbons exist in subterranean rock formations are natural gas, coal, crude oil, and petroleum. They are usually found in underground reservoirs created when a more resistant rock type overlays a less resistant one, in effect creating a lid that causes hydrocarbons to accumulate below it. Next article focuses upon Parkinson's disease, which is the brain condition that causes problems with movement, mental health, sleep, pain, and other health issues, and it gets worse over time. And at present there is no cure, but therapies and medicines can reduce symptoms. This disease usually occurs in older people, but younger people can also be affected, and men are affected more often than women. The causes of Parkinson disease is unknown, but people with family history of disease have a higher risk, and exposure to air pollution, pesticides, and solvents may increase the risk. Our next headline is related to trade-related aspects of intellectual property rights, and it is in the news because recently India and South Africa has sought the agreement on trade-related aspects of intellectual property rights waiver related to COVID-19 innovations, and this garnered support for India from the developing world, but European Union and US stood against the grant of TRIPS waiver at WTO. And Indian government granted major intellectual property rights concessions to European Free Trade Association. And do you know, friends, India's free trade agreement with Switzerland, Norway, Iceland, and Liechtenstein is known as the European Free Trade Association, and it includes the provisions on intellectual property and investment protection and promotion. Next headline is related to Exercise Dastalik, which is a joint military exercise between India and Uzbekistan. It is a yearly event conducted alternatively in India and Uzbekistan. Last edition was conducted in Uttarakhand in 2023, and this year it is scheduled to be conducted in Republic of Uzbekistan from 15 to 28th April. Now recently 16th meeting of India-France Joint Working Group on Counter-Terrorism was held in New Delhi, and both the countries exchanged views on terrorist threats in their respective regions, including state-sponsored cross-border terrorism in South Asia, Africa, and Middle East, besides terror activities in Afghanistan-Pakistan region. So with this, let's conclude our today's discussion. Thanks for listening, and for regular updates, you can follow us on various social media platforms.